Winston guy had a laceration on his hand, got it fixed at halftime, and was back in the game. Stuart Hines got an ankle. Randall Cobb got an IV at halftime, and then got heartburn. The doctors just wanted to check him out. But by the time they had checked him out and cleared him, we had just scored, and we just thought that, just keep him out for the rest of the game. Offensively, we had been talking about, finishing and playing fast in the second half and doing those things, and we kind of neglected to tell them to start fast like we had been. So it's like that, trying to patch, get a hole into the cover holes up and down, get one part of your game fixed, and then another hole appears. And we thought we had corrected starting fast, and we tried to work on finishing, and now we went back to starting slow. But a lot of it has to do with preparation, especially on offense. Thursday's practice offensively, we didn't, it was a lot of mental errors. We didn't practice as fast as we had been, so a lot has to do with the way we prepared on Thursday. Defensively, we have been stressing all week to see if this defense could start smothering people. And I played outstanding. Proud of the defense. Came out, played 60 minutes. Great football. Gave up one at the end, but the defense did an unbelievable job of making this team go backwards. We did create turnovers like we had been doing, but we didn't give up big plays, didn't give up yardage. Special teams, finally got the kicks that we needed. Okay, that's what we've been talking about, making sure we get great kicks. And I think Mansour kicked all but two in the end zone, kicked one out of bounds, which cannot happen. And then late in the game, we wanted to see our coverage team cover, and we thought they did an outstanding job of covering, which has a lot to do with personnel. We got a lot better personnel in the game this week. Was able to get some defensive guys out in the coverage teams. Winston Guy did an unbelievable job of covering the kicks, and that's what your safety should be able to do. They have to be able to play on defense, but they also got to be special teams guys, because those guys are kind of hybrid type guys that should be big enough, physical enough to take on people, and they also need to be fast enough to play on your coverage team. So really proud of our special teams effort, and also our defense, offensive, and proud of the way we finished.
Talk about Locke in his performance, the 166 and moving up and what he did tonight.
Locke? Well, I mean, Locke has done a really good job of trying to improve himself this offseason. We've talked about him pressing blocks, stepping on, hugging blocks is what we talk about, hugging blocks. And he had one run where he broke out on the right side, the visitor side, near the goal line. Was just him in a safety or a corner. And I went to him, and he made a move about 10 yards from him. Well, nobody's going to make anybody miss making a move 10 yards from him. So I went to him and talked to him about pressing him. If he gets up on the guy, gets a little bit closer to him, makes his move then, now he's got a chance to break the tackle. And then a couple plays later, probably the best run I've seen him run is one where he bounces to our sideline, and he looks like he's about to go out of bounds, and he steps on the guy's toes and puts his foot in the ground, gets vertical, and gets us about 6 or 7 yards. That's a great run. You guys probably didn't notice that. That to me was a great run. And then the last one that he ran for the touchdown, I thought was a really good run also, where he's pressing his blocks. He's hugging his blocks, and that's the thing you have to do, is make the receivers right. You have to make the offensive line right. You make the offensive line guys right by hugging their blocks.
Joker, what was the gist of your talk to the entire team toward the end of the first quarter there?
Well, I mean, the way we warmed up, the way we came out at pre-game, my talk before the game was, we looked like we were sleepwalking during the warm-up, during the pre-game. So I challenged them before the game, because you got to play with intensity, you got to play with excitement, you got to play with passion, and I didn't see that out of us in the first quarter. We didn't do that, so I wanted to pull them up and give them a reminder of what we had just talked about in the locker room. But we sensed it. We did. We sensed it, and we cannot relax. And they will see next week you can't relax. You play like that, like we did in this quarter next week, we'll be down 2 or 3 touchdowns. We cannot relax and not play with excitement, not play with passion, not play with enthusiasm.
You called the whole team over there. I mean, you don't see that much where a coach brings everybody out there. I mean, clearly you want to get that point across, I guess.
Definitely. We had 5 penalties up until that point in the first quarter. We had 5 penalties. We had a guy that didn't go on the field when we had the field goal team. Okay, I mean, that's lack of focus. We wanted to get this team back focused, and it was evident during the pregame that we weren't. So we tried to address it pregame. I mean, in the locker room before the game, yes, and then we thought we needed to address it at that time.
Do you think they were thinking about Florida a little bit? I mean, is that?
I don't know how they can. I mean, I wasn't thinking about them. I mean, we talk about playing. I mean, living in the moment. In the moment, was playing at Akron. Playing Akron. So hopefully we start thinking about Florida. And hopefully some of them have DVR this game and watch it tonight. But we couldn't do it. We can't look ahead.
Joker, you played with some pretty good backs when you were here. Adams and Higgs and Logan. How does Derek, in your mind, compare to those guys?
Similar to Higgs, and he's a home run hitter from any parts of the field. Probably catches the ball better than Higgs. Probably able to return kicks. A little bit better than Mark, but Mark was a pretty doable back also, and pretty explosive back. He's a good all-around player because he can play receiver. He can play. He actually returned punts tonight, which is what we were hoping to give him a couple opportunities before conference play started, and we were able to give him a couple opportunities tonight. Really liked the fact that he went in there, stood in there, and was able to fair catch one with people around him. I think that will pay huge dividends for us down the road.
Joker, now you say in the moment now the SEC moment has come.
Yeah.
How do you feel about your team going into SEC play?
And my guys that play with me will understand this statement. You guys might not understand the statement that Coach Claiborne used to say is we'd be stretching and we would count to 10 after once he thought we were deep into the stretch, and he would wait about 5 seconds and then say, "Now we start." Okay, we were thinking, dang, now it's 15 seconds. Well, now we start. I mean, conference play starts, and it's going to be one of those battles that you can't relax. You cannot relax and not be focused at any point in the game. You cannot come out and sleepwalk through a quarter. You can't do that. Because you'll be down 14, 21 points.
You think you got all your questions answered in your 3 non-conference heading in, or still?
Well, one of the things that I like that we're able to play a lot of people. There was a lot of really good young players that we'll need to count on. The big fella inside, Rump, who played really well for us. Delic got some snaps. Priester got some snaps and was able to go in and return a couple kicks for us, which was big for us. Those kickers, those young kickers, those young tight ends, we were able to get a lot of young people reps, which will allow us to have depth throughout the season, hopefully. And if some injuries should occur, we've got some guys that we think they can step up and make plays for us. So we did get a lot of questions answered. Mike Hartline, second week in a row, he's going for 70%. That was it. Our receivers are making plays. Had a couple of drops early in the game, which is again lack of focus of the whole football team early, but we're able to regroup and catch those passes. Those are the things we talked about. Also, got to throw and catch. Okay, we got to throw and catch, and we had a couple of drops that cost us opportunities to continue moving the football.
Does it worry you that 2 out of the 3 games Cobbs had a problem at halftime now?
Had a problem at halftime?
You take that at Louisville and again?
No, it doesn't worry me. I mean, Randall, he'll be ready to play this one. And if he has a problem, we'll give him IV, get him back in there. He he'll be ready.
It's no big deal.
No big deal. I mean, it happens every week with a lot of players get IVs at halftime. That's nothing unusual.
You're doing a special preparation to avoid turnovers. You've gone 3 games without a turnover.
I was not going to mention it. But no, we stress it a lot. I mean, that's our plan to win. Our plan to win is win the turnover battle. Okay, we have to win the turnover battle, and we haven't turned it over. And we've created 4 up until today. We didn't create any today, but and you look when we watch games on Saturday morning, the teams that turn it over usually the teams that looking sloppy.